On this episode of Southeast Iowa Today, I am in Bettendorf, Iowa at the Isle of Capri Hotel and Casino, and the hotel is right behind me right there. And you see all these motorcycles back here. They're all part of the Kyle Petty charity ride, and they stopped here in Bettendorf for the night. And you're going to be surprised who I got to talk to, so stick around. And I want to thank our sponsors, Griner Auto Body of Washington, Iowa, using state-of-the-art techniques and decades of experience to get your car back on the road after an accident. Car Doctor of Washington, Iowa, no matter who Frankensteined it, they can fix and clean and customize it. Hinshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa. You need a trailer? They've got your trailer, and they fix what they sell and don't. They're full-time repair shop. McDonald Boneyard of Keota, Iowa, for all of your farm equipment and auto recycling needs. Girling Repair of Winfield, Iowa, if your mower is dead. Call Fred, your Husqvarna, Aaron's, and Gravely dealer. B&B Propane and the family of Jet Stops presents Southeast Iowa Today. I'm John Bain, author of Christie's Journey, The Beat Goes On, and your host. Are you ready for this? Big news for the podcast. I have a new sponsor, Blue Dog Lawn Care of Wayland, Iowa, for all of your residential and commercial lawn care service needs. They also handle snow removal. He'll be back before you know it, folks. So welcome to Blue Dog Lawn Care, and back to the program. Scott and Anita from Benton, Wisconsin. You're here today in Bettendorf, Iowa. We're waiting for Kyle Petty and Richard Petty and a whole bunch of other folks coming in on motorcycles. And you two have a special story about the Victory Junction camp. Can you share that with the Southeast Iowa Today audience?
Yes, our boys are both former campers. Our oldest son now is 30, and our youngest son will be 25. They both went down there shortly after a 5-year-old daughter passed away. We spent several trips down there. Wonderful place. If you could feel like donating and you have the financial means, by all means do. It's a wonderful place. We were there, we went for family weekend. Our boys also went for the week, and I will say it's heaven on earth. We actually could stop, let go of our worries for the weekend. We had a crew chief who was our leader.
The leader that took care of us, showed us around. And I told my boys I wanted to meet Kyle, and Kyle actually came to our motel room.
Wow.
In the lobby, and sat and visited for a while. And then a separate trip down there, we got to meet Richard, and just both amazing people, good natured, just wonderful, the best people you could ever imagine.
Very giving family. And actually, ironically, we were the first family from Wisconsin, our boys, to go there. And they made the transportation bus that goes and gets the families from the airport. They were on there for over 15 years.
Wow. Now, what year was it when the boys first went there? 2002,
I believe, was the first year. And then we went until they aged out. And it was wonderful, wasn't it?
They probably did at least 4 weeks down there, different years, and we probably did just as many family weekends, and we wish we could keep going there. It was just a wonderful experience, all just wonderful volunteers. Everybody there was wonderful.
How far did you folks drive today to get to Bettendorf?
Over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours.
Yeah, but I would do anything because I've been in contact with them since they said they were coming through this area, and they've kept me up to date. And I texted them this morning and said, we'll see you in Bettendorf, and they said, can't wait to see you.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
They were wonderful people.
Well, it's a great cause, and you folks right here are proof that they do what they say they're doing, and your son's got a lot out of that camp.
Very much.
Very much. Our youngest son would never stay with anybody, and we had to drag him on the airplane every time coming back home. He wanted to stay at the camp.
He was having fun.
Because he felt so good there, didn't have worries.
Nice. Well, if there was one thing that you would want to say to the folks that are watching Southeast Iowa Today about Kyle and Richard Petty, or the Victory Junction camp, or the Petty charity ride, Is there one thing you want to say?
If you can afford it, donate, because each and every child they help, the money's not being wasted. The money is truly going to the campers, because all the crew chiefs, which are your counselors, all that is donated.
And if you could ever get down there and call and just get a little tour of the place, you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful place.
One thing that amazed us the most too is, since it was in memory of Adam that passed away, there is a constant red heart beating as you drive into Victory Junction.
Oh wow.
So, and that amazed us. And there's a song, if you ever get to listen to it, it's by Israel. I can't say his last name, but it's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That plays continuously 24 hours a day. Listen to it. It's a heartfelt message.
I've heard that song. You're making me tear up just because I can hear it in my mind right now. So, well, Scott and Anita, thank you for sharing your experience today with my audience on Southeast Iowa today, and welcome to Bettendorf.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, let these two in.
tomorrow could be a little bit ugly, but you're going east, so maybe you'll get out of it. I hope.
We're chasing sunshine is
Yep.
what we're doing.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Mike, I'm John Bain with Southeast Iowa Today, and I have a podcast, and I wanted to welcome you to Bettendorf, Iowa. And what are your thoughts on Iowa as you drove across the state today?
Well, it was kind of unique because we left Iowa, then we went into Illinois, and then we're back in Iowa. So it's perfect. Iowa's a wonderful place. You know, we got the Iowa Speedway up in Newton, Iowa. That's a NASCAR world. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing that was a surprise to me, my father told me before my mom and him were ever married, he lived in Rock Island, Illinois.
Oh, right
by
across
the
the
Rock
river.
Island Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I always heard about it, but never been there. Didn't even know where it was at. And here we pass it. You
Yeah.
know, some 50 years later.
If you want to see
know.
a good museum, go over there. That place
Yeah,
is
so
everything.
what a great group, wonderful people to ride with. We're having a good time.
All right, well, thank you for your time today, sir, and it's great to have you in Iowa.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Kenny Wallace, welcome to Iowa. Welcome to Bettendorf.
Well, I'm excited to be here. It's been a long day. This is our third day. I think we're almost halfway through, but I've been all through Iowa racing my dirt car and racing this. It's finally exciting just to calm down and stop.
You can actually see the scenery a little bit.
Yeah, along the river, and we've been everywhere. We took every back road. We don't take highways, so we've seen a lot of extra stuff.
You know what you need to do now?
Tell me.
You need to get into a recording studio
Yeah.
and record that Johnny Cash song, I've Been Everywhere.
I've been everywhere, man. Cross the ocean there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on,
Yeah.
man. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Well, hey, thanks for your time today. Thanks for what you're doing for Victory Junction Camp
Yeah.
and the charity ride here.
Appreciate that.
And as a NASCAR fan, you can tell, it's a huge honor for me,
Well,
sir.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting NASCAR and
Thank you.
the camp.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Yep.
Thanks again.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks for watching the podcast. And if you like what you're watching, please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Just push that little button and subscribe.
Was killed in a racing accident. So this is our 28th year of doing this, our 20th year at camp. We left Deadwood, South Dakota a couple of days ago. We went to North Platte, Omaha, and tonight here we are in Bettendorf at the Isle. So we're excited to be here. And then tomorrow we're going over to Indianapolis. And then from there to Bowling Green, Kentucky, to Bristol, Tennessee, and back to camp where the kids are.
Giving you a short chance to visit here. You have to cross the bridge, of course. What do you
Yes.
think of the area?
Listen, so we call this our Mara Icon Ride. We're going to iconic places, seeing iconic things. Mount Rushmore, we're staying on the Mississippi River right here, so that's an important part of it. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're going to see Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Churchill Downs, the Corvette Museum, and then Bristol, Tennessee, the Speedway there. So these are iconic places, so we want to stay here. I'm not sure that many of our riders will come out of the casino. I will say that. So they may not see the Mississippi tonight, but they'll see it again tomorrow when we leave.
You've been doing this charity for so long, for 20 years. What keeps you going? You know, to keep doing it.
The kids do. You know, listen, we get to ride, and that's always exciting. You know, when you look at these people and you talk to the people here, they're just great people that are on these motorcycles. They give a week of their time to come do this and help us raise money. But the big thing is when you go to camp and you see the kids. The big thing are these fans that are standing around, because they come out and support the kids. They come out and support the camp, and that's what it's all about, is to spread awareness. Derek's here, a couple other kids that have been to camp are here that we get to meet, and that keeps you kind of motivated to go on, because it's not about riding motorcycles, it's not about staying in nice places and doing things, it's about sending kids to camp.
How's the ride been so far? What's it like being out getting to see?
It's great.
Yeah, you missed that. You missed the tornado.
So you wanted me to come during the tornadoes? Is that what you're trying to say? Well, that's what it sounds like. That's just what it sounds like.
No, you
So,
missed them. That's a
so
good
listen.
thing.
So, it snowed Friday in Deadwood, but it was perfect Saturday. It was perfect Sunday. Perfect Saturday going into North Platte. Beautiful day coming through the sand hills of Nebraska, coming across Nebraska to Omaha. Beautiful. We stopped in Oskaloosa today and had lunch at Kelderman Manufacturing. He goes on the ride with us. Has been on the ride with us since 2002. 22 years. Jeff Kelderman has been on the ride with us, and he's from here in Iowa. So that was big for us today to be able to come back to his hometown. It's been a beautiful day. Sun's been out, got cloudy here. It's supposed to rain here tonight. That's okay. Yeah, it'll be done. We'll be gone. Doesn't make any difference. We're gonna ride out of here anyhow, whether it's wet or dry, because that's what we do.
He's making sure you enjoy our ride.
Yeah, listen, that's the way it was in South Dakota too, so that's okay.
When you're done, what do you feel like when this ride is done? Hanging out with all these different people, what's it feel like?
You know, there's you know, when it's over with and you get to that last night, this is kind of like big guys going to camp. You know, the adults going to camp. It's just like a week of camp for us. We all hang out, we eat breakfast together, we ride together, we eat lunch together, we ride together, we eat supper together. You know, it's just that kind of thing. You're together all week, so it's sad. You know, it's like summer camp. It's just a sad time. But at the same time, it's you're happy because you feel like you've accomplished something, and you know within 2 or 3 weeks, kids are going to start filing through that gate at camp, and they're coming to camp because of what you just did. So there's some joy in that when you see the camp and you see the way these kids, what they're able to do after they get to camp. What we do is nothing. We get so much from them, so it's important that we do this.
How much money did you raise last year? How much are you aiming for this year?
So I don't know. So I tell people this all the time. And see, that's a good question, because you know there are other charities out there that always have fundraisers and say we're going to raise this much money. Okay, and that's all well and good. We just don't put a limit on how much money. So we're not going to say we're going to raise this much. That's what we're shooting for. Listen, we're shooting for the moon. We shoot for the moon every year. Have we got there yet? No, we haven't. But in 28 years, we've raised over $21 million. And I tell people all the time, we'll take any donation. If you got a pig, bring it. We'll let the kids pet it, and after they get through petting it, we'll turn it into barbecue and we'll eat it. But we'll use that donation, okay? So that's what it's about. We don't set a limit.
That's Iowa right there.
Yeah.
And what has been your most memorable experience so far this on this trip?
Talking to you. That's it. I'm going to remember this forever. I'm kidding you, man. I'm kidding. You know what? So far going to Kelderman's today, like I said, here's a gentleman that came on this ride 22 years ago. Wasn't sure he wanted to go on it, wasn't sure what it was about, just read about it, came on the ride, and has been a donor to camp, and has been a big supporter of this ride for 22 years. 22 years. He didn't just come in and go away. So I think that was a big deal, going to his hometown and seeing where he's from. You know, that was an important thing today. So I think for us, you know, it's just been. And I say this, I've ridden through here before. I've ridden through Iowa and ridden through Nebraska. And I don't want to hurt your feelings, but most people refer to this area as the flyover states. But it's beautiful country out here. I grew up in rural North Carolina where there's farms everywhere. And that's kind of the landscape I'm used to. Nebraska was gorgeous. Coming into Iowa, it's been gorgeous. We rode along the Mississippi up here. It's been pretty. So I think that's the thing for us, is getting to see different parts of the state, or the United States, that we haven't been through before. That's a memorable part.
Is there anything else you want to tell us? Why, you know, or convince people why they should continue helping you out? Doing what you do for the kids.
So I'll say it this way. To come out and support the camp and to come out and support the ride, you are supporting us, but you're really not. You're supporting the kids. We're just the gateway. We're the door. You know, we bring you out, and you support the camp and that. So whether you like racing, whether you like Richard Petty or Kyle Petty or Herschel Walker or David Reagan or Kenny Wallace or Mike Wallace, I don't care. Just come out and say hello, and come out and know that by you coming out in your small way, in your way, you're supporting camp, and that's what it's all about. Yep.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
You call us if you have the curling tournament.
Oh yeah, I will.
Kyle, I'm John Bain with
Yes.
Southeast Iowa
Yes,
Today,
sir.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bettendorf, Iowa, and to our great state. First of all, I could ask you 17,000 different questions. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to ask you a couple here real quick. First one is this. You got red, white, and blue on.
Yeah.
You got to be representing freedom. I mean, to me, you're looking like
That's what
Captain
the
America.
motorcycle represents, man.
It does.
We chose red, white, and blue this year as our colors because, as I've said it before, we consider this our Amera Icon ride. We're going to iconic places that are only in the United States, that you can only see when you come to the United States. Mount Rushmore, the Mississippi River, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Corvette Museum, Churchill Downs, Bristol, Tennessee, the Speedway there. These are places that are iconic to our country, I think. So that's what we try to do. That's what this motorcycles ride is for us, is to be able to ride across the country and see things that we enjoy. The other part about this ride is it's in Americans. I think it's born into every American to help their fellow American, to help their fellow person, and that's what we do. We help kids. We send kids to camp, and that's the other part of it. So that's the reason.
Well, you were naming off all those American icons, and you forgot one. And I'm going to say it for you: the Petty family.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I am sure about it.
I'm not sure about that, but it is. Listen, I thank you very much for saying that. But you know, we are just very blessed to have been in a sport and to be able to use that sport as a platform to do things for other people.
You do. Well, it's an honor to meet you, sir. Thank you. Well, how about that? I'll tell you what, this has been a fun episode to be a part of, and it's fun that I get to bring it to you. I want to thank you for watching, and I also want to thank our sponsors, Griner Auto Body, Car Doctor, Hinshaw Trailer Sales, McDonald Boneyard, Girling Repair, B&B Propane, and the family of Jet Stops. I'm your host, John Bain. Stay friendly, Southeast Iowa. And I also want to thank our new sponsor, Blue Dog Lawn Care of Wayland, Iowa.